The Turkish Super League is undoubtedly one of the most passionate leagues in world football, and in an unforgiving league where the atmospheres are intense and the ultras are absolutely crazy, one team stands above the rest. Galatasaray are the most decorated club in Turkish football. The Lions have roared to 25 Super League titles, 19 Turkish Cups, 17 Turkish Super Cups, and in 2000 they went all the way and won the Europa League, beating Arsenal in the final. But in Galatasaray's booming trophy cabinet, one trophy is missing, and that is the Champions League. So today it is our job to take charge of the Turkish giants, Galatasaray, and ultimately try and make them the champions of Europe for the first ever time. Now, if you do enjoy the content, boys, please be sure to like and subscribe. It does really help me out. We're so close now to 10,000 subscribers. And as we are using the live start points feature in FC26, we actually start off top of the table with Galatasaray, 2 points ahead of our arch rivals and unbeaten Fenerbahce, and only the top two get Champions League football in the Turkish league. And our first game in charge of Galatasaray will be against Juventus. Now lads, if you haven't seen this game in real life, pause the video and go and watch the highlights. Genuinely a UCL classic, which Juventus did unfortunately win. We've got the chance to put that right in FC26 today, but we've got a little bit of work to do first. As we're starting off in February, that means the transfer window is closed. We will not be able to make any signings at all in season 1, which is a shame, to be honest, because we do actually have 33 million to kick off the rebuild, and we have actually got a fantastic squad here at Galatasaray. Victor Osimhen is our best player at 87 rated, 27-year-old, one of the best strikers in the game, and his attributes are pretty decent as well. Now we've got other players like Lucas Torreira, really good player at 83 rated and 30-year-old. Leroy Sané, a Premier League winner, along with Ilkay Gundogan, 2 former Man City men. We've even got Noah Lang, who's a very exciting winger in on loan from Napoli. But it's definitely not all sunshine and rainbows, lads. As you can see, a lot of our players who are above 80 rated are well above 30-year-old. The average age of the squad is well above 25 years old. And when it comes to young players, unfortunately, Galatasaray don't really have too many who we can throw straight in the team. There's not even that many players under 25, which could be an area of the squad we look to improve. And this is the team that we load into, and it is actually a decent team on paper. Definitely well above the average that we normally get in a rebuild. We're used to starting off saves with 60 rated players. This is a fantastic team to start off with. Absolutely no complaints from me at all. We're just going to make the one change to the team, and that's Wilfried Singo comes into the starting 11. That's just because he's 25-year-old and 79 rated. And because we can't make any signings at all in season number 1, unfortunately, we are just going to have to lock the starting 11 in for the new season. And how do we want to play as Galatasaray boss? Well, when you come to our stadium, the atmosphere is going to be intense. Our ultras are going to be right up for it. I want to get really stuck into the opposition, and that is why we're going with a high pressing system. No time on the ball, suffocate the opposition, and play football Galatasaray fans will be proud of. And we actually start off this save with a really good scout, which I can't say for most of the rebuilds. Now lads, let me know in the comment section down below, what nations should I send scouts to? But for season number 1, we are going to be scouting Turkey, where I'm going to be looking for a goalkeeper. We always look for goalkeepers in season 1. I have to say, given the fact that Galatasaray are one of the biggest clubs in world football, the youth academy is absolutely shocking. Absolutely no one here we can use straight off the bat. Now, given the fact we've no transfer window to operate in, all of our work is now completed. Finish off season number 1. We have a 3-goal advantage over Juventus. If we don't get through the playoff round in the Champions League, I'm going to be devastated. So let's now simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. Let's get this Turkish League title won and start working towards winning the Champions League. So season 1 is now completed, and of course we win the Turkish Super League, making that 26 Turkish Super Leagues in the trophy cabinet. Fair play to our rivals Fenerbahce, though they did go and beat them for a full season. It wasn't enough in the end. We win the league by 1 point, and we will be in the Champions League again in season 2. But Fenerbahce would get the last laugh in the Turkish Cup. They beat us 1-0 in the quarterfinals. And in the Champions League, we did see off Juventus winning the tie 6-2 over 2 legs, but we would get battered by Bayern Munich in the round of 16 as they beat us 5-2 on aggregate, just showing we're nowhere near the finished article, and there's a long way to go before we can lift the Champions League trophy. No real change to the team though, boys. Not a lot of growth. Gundogan is very much on his way down in terms of overall though, so we are going to need some new signings for sure. Where do I need to improve this team next season? Well, first thing I need to do is bring the average age of the squad down. As we can see, every single player in our starting 11 is above 25 years old, so first things first, we are going to be looking to bring a new CDM in, probably a left back and an attacking midfielder. I think Sané is only in on loan this season. Don't really need to make too much change to the bench. We are going to look to loan a few young players out. We're not going to be massively changing the team, that's for sure. Now, we are losing a few players as well. We are going to be letting Icardi and Lamina leave the club as they're well over 30 quality. They're going to start decreasing in overall soon. We are also going to be losing some talented players like Sacha Bowie, Jasper Asprilla, Noah Lang, just to name a few. So we are going to have to improve the team in a few areas. In terms of stats, of course, Victor Osimhen was our best player, 26 goals and 4 assists. Icardi did get 16 goals as well, and I am impressed with Akgun, who got 17 goals and 9 assists. I have just seen that Sané isn't actually in on loan. It's Noah Lang who's in on loan. So we have now arrived in season 2, and we're in our first transfer window as the Galatasaray boss. I'm hoping to get a good budget. 54 million euros, fantastic budget to be fair, can definitely work with it. Now, as we've already said, the goal is to bring some young players into the club. We've got good potential. I would like these players to be Turkish, to be honest. I do want to have a really good Turkish contingent in our starting 11. One thing I am going to have to try and do though is make sure the players that we sign don't have any links to Fenerbahce. And kicking off our transfer business, we have identified a free agent we want to bring to the club. Tony Fruck is 78 rated and 25-year-old, really good player with 5-star weak foot as well, and he has got a little bit of potential still remaining. We've identified him to be Icardi's replacement, so we are going to be bringing him to the club. And Tony Fruck becomes our first signing as Galatasaray boss, and he joins the club on a 3-year contract. Really smart signing, this one, I think. And we've identified a replacement for Ilkay Gundogan, and it is Demir Tiknaz of Braga, 21-year-old, 74 rated CDM, who's 6'4", 74 rated CDM, who has got okay stats, but he can grow up to 86 rated. He has got ties to Besiktas in the past, who I think could be a rival to Galatasaray. We are just going to see past it for this deal. And Demir Tiknaz becomes the first cash signing of the Galatasaray rebuild, and he joins for 11 million euros. And we now have 40 million euros still in the bank, which is a fantastic amount of money. Now, Gundogan's already gone to 79 rated. I'm just going to throw Tiknaz straight into the team. Now, looking at the rest of the squad, Sané's 30, 82 rated. I might give him another season in the team. Akgun, 25-year-old, had a really good season last season. I think looking at the team, left back is the real place we need to improve. Now, I might not look for a Turkish player at left back, to be honest. I'll see if there is a good Turkish left back out there, but if there's not, it's not the end of the world. We're going to spend the rest of our money focusing on bringing a left back to the club, and then I think we'll be in a good position to go and have a really successful second season. One final thought on the transfer front though, boys. We have got a really big squad. I will be looking to let a few players go this season, and we have made what's likely to be our last signing of the summer. A new left back has joined the club. Quinton Merlin joins the club from Stade Rennais, and he joins Galatasaray for 25 million euros. 24-year-old, 78 rated, really decent player who can also play left mid, can grow up to 85 rated. Another good young player added to the squad. Really happy with this signing. Think we've got him for a good price, and we have only got 13 million remaining. We are going to do some youth scouting, which we'll sort out right now. And for this season, we are going with this comment, and we are going to be heading to Africa to scout Gabon. We're going to be looking for centre-backs, CDMs and wingers while we're in Gabon. A lot of aging players in the squad in those positions, boys. I really want to get some good young talent to the club, which in fairness, we have already started to do. 4 really good young goalkeepers in our academy. Hopefully, we'll get a lot of these out on loan, and one of them might have a chance of becoming our new first choice goalkeeper. Now, we have renewed all relevant contracts, lads, and a lot of players will be up for sale this season. Everyone you can see on screen is up for sale, other than Unye and Aydin. They will be going out on loan. Everyone here is pretty much over 30 or not really a good overall and won't play for us. So all players transfer listed and listed for loan have now left the club, meaning this is going to be the starting 11 that takes us into season number 2. We are locking the team in. Decent team on paper. Glad to get some young players in like Merlin and Tiknaz. Bench looking decent as well. Hoping we can defend our Turkish league crown and do well in the Champions League. With a star striker like Victor Osimhen, anything is possible. So let's now simulate forward straight through to the end of season number 2. Should be a really interesting season. So we have arrived at the end of season number 2. Did we manage to defend our Turkish league crown? Of course we did, lads. We win the league again. 3 points clear of Fenerbahce in second place. 90 goals scored on the 29 conceded. 28 wins. Another league title added to the collection. Do you know what? I am going to give our arch rivals Fenerbahce a little bit of credit though. They've lost 1 league game in 2 seasons and not managed to win the league. That just goes to show how good we've been. And we would reach the Turkish Cup final and lose to Konyaspor 2-0. Just really not going our way in this competition so far, is it? And in the Champions League, we were excellent in the league phase, getting through straight to the round of 16, where we beat Benfica 4-3 over 2 legs, but ultimately in the quarterfinals, we would lose 4-3 to Manchester City. You know what? Good signs, already getting to a Champions League quarterfinal. But one thing I don't like, boys, is traitors. Yunus Akgun had a release clause in his contract, and he joined Fenerbahce when they triggered it. The traitor, I can't believe it. 82 rated player gone to our rivals, but it did go for 47.4 million. And as you can see, we brought his replacement in, Can Ozan from Frankfurt, who is 82 rated, 21-year-old, incredible stats, one of the best young Turkish players in the game. And you know what? As a replacement, I think we've come out on the better end of the deal. At gun though, you are an absolute traitor, my friend. And this is how our Galatasaray team looked at the end of season number 2. Look at the team, lads, so strong already. We've genuinely got some world-class players in this team like Osimhen, Torreira and Sané. I'm really glad to see Tiknaz and Merlin have both grown by 4 overalls as well. Now, going into season 3, we are going to need some more signings, and I think looking at our team, one position I definitely want to improve is in the right back position. Hungarian Salai is 30-year-old and 80 rated. He's not going to get much better. I'm going to focus the bulk of our funds into bringing a new backup right back to the club. And boys, just looking at our bench, we are lacking a decent backup winger, as Zahar is 34-year-old and 72 rated. So a backup winger will also be on the cards in season 3. And 2 players are leaving the club at the end of the season, Wilfried Zaha and İlkay Gundogan. And in terms of stats, of course, Victor Osimhen was our top scorer, but Leroy Sané was insane this season. 33 goals and 19 assists, with the bulk of his goals coming in the Super League. He has been ridiculous this season. Hopefully he can carry it on next season as well. Now, we have arrived in season 3. Have we got a big transfer budget? No, we've actually got a little bit less money. We've only got 44 million euros in the bank. Will be enough to sign the new right back. Will it be enough to bring in a new winger? Will we have to actually dip into the free agent market? And the free agents list in recent weeks has been so good to us, boys. We've made an insane signing in the left midfield position, and you can probably tell who it is. Jack Grealish is officially a Galatasaray player, and he has just joined us from the free agents list. We've had a bit of a Manchester City contingent here at Galatasaray. Gundogan, Sané, no Grealish. And at 31-year-old, 82 rated, very impressive stats. This is an excellent signing. Could even be a first choice winger for us this season in some games. I know we can focus on spending all of this 40 million on a new right back. And we have identified a right back we want to bring to Galatasaray, and it's Martin Fernandes of Juventus, who we beat in the Champions League last season. 21-year-old, 79 rated, really decent player who's got upwards of 88 potential, and he is very affordable as well. He's 21. We've been saying we want to bring the average age of the squad down. This is a perfect signing for us, and we're going to make it happen. And we complete the signing of Martin Fernandes from Juventus, and he joins Galatasaray for 32 million. And that leaves us with, go on, get in there, get in. Apologies, lads, I'm just at the minute watching the Bolton game, and we have just scored. So you've got my live reaction to Bolton going 1-0 up against Exeter. Get in there. But anyway, on to more pressing matters. We've only got 5 million left in the bank, so there's definitely going to be no more signings in this transfer window. So there's not really going to be much change to the starting 11 going into the new season. We do bring Fernandes in, really high potential youngster, and we have got a really decent bench as well with really good players like Fruk, Sara, Grealish, Badarakshi, Gala. We're taking a really good squad into season 3. Hopefully we're going to see a lot more growth from our players. But going forward from this season, we do have a bit of a problem. Players like Davison Sanchez, Torreira and Sané are now creeping well over 30-year-old, and they're probably going to need replacing soon. And we are getting straight back into the youth scouting, checking your recommendations, and for this season we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Panama. Fair play to your wheel, by the way, for picking out Panama. And we're going to be looking for wingers, centre-backs and CDMs again. We didn't really find that many good options in Gabon. Hopefully Panama can be more fruitful. And genuinely, I do not believe this. We've got another traitor. Ishmael Jacobs has gone to Fenerbahce as well. What's going on? Is this like popular in real life? Do a lot of Galatasaray and Fenerbahce players swap clubs or something? He's gone for 13 million. He must have had a release clause in his deal. I can't believe how many of our players just want to jump ship to the other side of Istanbul. So being honest, I don't really think there's much more we can do this season other than lock the starting 11 in and prepare to simulate forward straight through to the end of season 3. This rebuild has been a roaring success so far. We're doing well in the Champions League, we're winning trophies, and we get one step closer to lifting that UCL trophy. So we have arrived at the end of the season, and our reign of dominance in Turkey continues. We win the league once again, 85 goals scored, 26 wins from 34 games. We only win the league by 2 clear points. I know they're our rivals, but Fenerbahce have been so unlucky to not win a league title. But we just keep on winning trophies, but we won't be winning the Turkish Cup yet again, losing in the quarterfinals to Konyaspor, who beat us 2-1. Did we do better in the Champions League? Well, in the league phase, lads, we went unbeaten and topped the group. 7 wins and 1 draw from 8 games. That is insane. We would be be drawn to Fenerbahce in the round of 16 and beat them 3-1 over 2 legs. That would be insane to watch in the Champions League. We would then reach the quarterfinals and lose to PSG, who beat us 4-1 over 2 legs. They did not have the best league phase. Really disappointed to not go further. I genuinely think we could have won the Champions League this season, going off how good we were in the league phase. We're getting there, boys. We are getting there. As we check the team, very, very strong on paper. Osimhen's 91 rated. Torreira, Yilmaz, Ozun, Sané, all incredible. This is a very good team. Now, Demir Tiknaz has had a lot of chances to grow, and he just isn't going past 79 rated. I think we need to bring a world-class CDM into the club, and this is further backed up by the fact that our best backup CDM is only 72 rated. I think Tiknaz is going to be better suited to being a sub. So a new CDM, top priority in season number 4. In terms of stats, of course, Victor Osimhen was our best player, 38 goals and 10 assists. Leroy Sané has been amazing in this rebuild as well, 22 goals and 2 assists. And I'm really, really impressed with Can Ozun. 15 goals, 23 assists, and 19 clean sheets kept in the league. That is fantastic. All in all, boys, excellent season. All that we're really missing now is a Champions League trophy. So we have now arrived in season number 4, and we have been given 65 million euros to improve our team, which, to be honest, is a very good budget. And we have identified a CDM we want to bring to Galatasaray in this transfer window, and it's a man who I've used before. Rafael Onyedika of Club Bruges, 27-year-old, 83 rated CDM who can also play centre-back. He can grow up to 87 rated, boys. It's going to be an expensive deal, which will use up most of our budget, but he would be a big upgrade on Tiknaz in midfield, so I want to bring him to the club. And we are delighted to announce the signing of Rafael Onyedika from Club Bruges for 48.5 million. This feels like a really important signing at this stage of the rebuild. Now, we are left with 13 million in the bank. We're not really looking to sell anyone in this transfer window, but I've just seen we don't really have an adequate backup goalkeeper at the club, as Cankat Yilmaz is only 71 rated. We're going to have a look on the free agents list to see if we can find a goalkeeper who's like above 76 rated, just for the rotation games. And we have identified a new goalkeeper, Nawaf Al-Akidi, 28-year-old, 75 rated Saudi goalkeeper. Nothing special. He is a solid backup and is an upgrade on the player we already have. And just when I think things are going swimmingly with the rebuild, PSG just come in with a near 200 million euro offer for Victor Osimhen. And we've had it all our own way so far in this rebuild. We haven't really lost any key first team players. There's no way I'd be able to keep Victor Osimhen if PSG come in for him. We're going to have to accept it. I'm rejecting Liverpool's bid because it's 20 million euros less, but it looks like we're going to be in the market for a new striker. And do you know what, lads? Bids have come in for Leroy Sané as well, and there's no way I can turn these bids down. First is a bid from Sporting Lisbon, 35 million plus Zeno De Bast, who is an incredible player. However, I have just already signed a new starting CDM, so that bid's going to get rejected. But 85.8 million euros coming in from PSV for a 32-year-old winger. Just can't turn it down, boys, and it looks all of a sudden like going to lose our 2 top scorers in Sané and Osimhen. And just like that, lads, they're gone. Our 2 top scorers and best performers, Sané and Osimhen, leave the club, and we have to bring in replacements for both. But every cloud does have a silver lining. We have got 284 million euros to spend to bring a right mid and striker to the club. And boys, you better believe we are going big for this next signing. We've identified Kenan Yildiz as the man to bring to Gala. Going to be a big fee, but I've seen that he is out of contract at the end of the season. I'm just going to go up with not 90 grand. With not 90 grand. With a 90 million euro bid. Let's see if they accept it. 93 million for Yildiz. What about 93? Come on. And there it is, boys. Bid accepted for Yildiz, one of the best young Turkish players in world football. And we complete the signing of Kenan Yildiz for 93 million euros. He is going to be our new starting right midfielder. We're going to have Yilmaz on the right and Yildiz on the left. And our team is looking incredible. We just need a new striker. And the final piece of the puzzle has been acquired for Galatasaray. A new star striker walks through the door. And this is our most costly signing to date, as our new number 10 has been unveiled as Yohan Boni, signed from Inter Milan for 100 million. The perfect replacement for Victor Osimhen, 86 rated, 24-year-old. Look at the stats. As far as an Osimhen replacement goes, this is incredible. So another season is completed, lads, and we're just going from strength to strength. We win the Turkish league again, 87 points accumulated, 95 goals scored, only 31 conceded. We've absolutely dog-walked the Turkish league so far in this rebuild, to be honest, boys. It hasn't even been a challenge for us. But one thing that has been a challenge is the Turkish Cup. We're once again not in the final. Knocked out in the quarterfinals again by Kayserispor. We've been amazing in this rebuild, don't get me wrong, but our performance in the Turkish Cup Been really bad. But we have finally made the Champions League final, and surprise, surprise, for the third consecutive rebuild, we will be taking on PSG. Now, in the league phase, we were excellent again. We came second this year, which would see us go straight to the round of 16, where we took on Newcastle United, and we did beat them 3-1 over 2 legs. And it would be the same scoreline in the quarterfinal as we beat Juventus 3-1 over 2 legs. Yildiz facing his former club, ultimately setting up semi-final with Borussia Dortmund. We would go on to win this 5-2, where PSG beat Real Madrid 4-1 over 2 legs, and once again, we will take on PSG in the Champions League final. Can't lie, lads, I'm getting a little bit bored of playing PSG in the final every single rebuild, but what can you do? This is going to be the Galatasaray team we take into the final. Very good team. Yildiz, 90 rated. A lot of good players in this team, boys, like Ozon, Boni, Torreira, Stingo, Sanchez, Onyedika, Kakia. Really, really strong team we're taking into the final. However, I do feel PSG could be a lot stronger. Before we find out if we can beat PSG, it's time to announce the Hall of Famer and check the stats. Kenan Yildiz was absolutely insane this season. He got 36 goals and 11 assists. Yohan Boni was amazing as well with 33 goals and 15 assists. Yildiz and Boni turned out to be great replacements for Osimhen and Sané, and Ozon and Yilmaz had good seasons as well. When it comes to a Hall of Famer though, I am going to have to give it to Victor Osimhen, who was absolutely amazing every single season before this season. I know we sold him, but he got us nearly 200 million euros and he banged in the goals for us. Now we're heading to a third consecutive Champions League final against PSG. We've had the better of them for the last 2 rebuilds. Can we do it again? So Old Trafford, the venue for the Champions League final, and our former striker Osimhen is starting for PSG. The team is looking decent, not as strong as it usually is. They've got Lee Kang in at right wing, 83 rated. It's a couple of 80 rated players in midfield. The defence is very strong, to be fair, and they've got a very good goalkeeper. At least the team isn't full of 90 rated players like it usually is. Just imagine if Osimhen scores the winning goal for these today. And we score from the corner. It'd be nice to get a goal from a set piece. That's in. That could be an header for Singo! Off the line! Get the rebound. Oh, Chev. There's still a chance here. Win the header. Good. Single shot blocked out for a corner. Good spell of early pressure here, boys. Whipped in again by Torreira. It's Sanchez again. It's just wide. 2 big chances from set pieces early on in this game. Let's just keep it going, boys. Keep it going. Neves, Osimhen. Oh, this could be a chance for Vitinha, and it's 1-0 to PSG, completely against the run of play. Unfortunately, just nothing I could do there, boys. That is a great finish from Vitinha. It's his first goal in the Champions League as well. And after having 2 huge chances from corners, PSG go and score. And I think that was an Osimhen assist as well. And that's half time, lads. To be honest, I think we've been the better team. We've had the better chances. PSG have had 1 chance and scored. Great ball. Yildiz. This is a chance. What a tackle by Paco. Ozon. What a ball. Boni shoots. He's put it wide. Boni, that had to go in. You've got to say if that were Osimhen, that goes in. Merlin. Boni. What about Ozon has to score. He scores. 1-1. Chan Ozon in the 82nd minute. That is deserved, lads. We've been absolutely all over PSG since they scored. Brilliant play. Look at this passing. And what a ball from Boni. Back heel. Ozon straight into the back of the net. Don't let him get a cross in. Osimhen, what a save by Ergukan. Oh, imagine if Osimhen scored there. And that's going to be the end of the game, lads. We're going to extra time. I thought we was in there with Yildiz. This has been one hell of an entertaining final. And there's the full-time whistle, boys. For the second time in the last 3 rebuilds, we're heading to penalties against PSG. And if we don't win this penalty shootout, we've only got ourselves to blame. We missed so many chances in that final. So up first, it is Kenan Yildiz for Galatasaray. Can he score? He does score. 1-0. First penalty scored. Isak up for PSG. Let's see where he goes. He goes to the top right corner. Ozon up next. I'm going to go the same way I went last time. And he does manage to put the ball into the top left corner. It's going to be Arda Güler, the former Fenerbahce man, to take PSG's second kick. He takes the shot and it's down the middle. Good penalty, to be fair. Penalty number 3. Yohan Boni, who's missed a lot of chances in this final, scores. Great penalty. 3-2 to Galatasaray. And up next is Hugo Ekitike for PSG. You're looking down the middle. I'm going to go left. Fantastic penalty from Ekitike. Now we need to just keep scoring. We're going top left and it's just gone in. Chevalier goes the right way. Kimi up next for PSG. Go left. He went down the middle, and I had a feeling he was going to go down the middle as well. Just got to keep... If we miss this, we're in trouble. We score right into the corner from Merlin. Does anyone want to miss a penalty today? Martinelli up next for PSG. Are we going to see 10 perfect penalties? We are going to see 10 perfect penalties. Wow. So we keep going into sudden death. We're going to go top left again, and it is saved by Lucas Chevalier, and I can see what's going to happen now. Zaire Emery to win it for PSG. We're going to stay down the middle, and he wins the Champions League final for PSG. 6 perfect penalties. And for the first time, I think, ever on YouTube, we don't manage to win the Champions League final. And PSG will do the honours. They lift the Champions League trophy. They are the champions of Europe. And unfortunately, Galatasaray fans and subscribers watching the video, this is a failed rebuild.